Very happy this doesn't need anything like force breaks, so this is done very well. I think this is done super, super well. The Syrin TKL. I believe this was 330 US dollaroons. Let's see, yeah, 330 USD. It is a looker. Comes in a bunch of different colors and a bunch of different layouts. So it has Win Keyless, Win Key, and HHKB. And then it also has all these colors here, which I can't click for some stupid reason. So we'll just go over here and cycle through them. This looks like a gray, a baby blue, like an ice blue, a purple, I guess silver, a maroon, a green, and a lavender, or I guess kind of like a blurple kind of color, a peachy kind of color, and that's it. These are renders. I don't know how close these are to the actual product. These look a little bit washed out. Does come in Hot Swap or Silver. Hot Swap and Silver seem to be the same pricing, which is interesting. And then it comes with a bunch of different weights you can pick from, none of which seem to do anything to the price, but this could change with the final thing here. But it does come in a PVD Silver, Matte Silver, PVD Black, or Stone Wash. And then we have 3 different plates, the standard aluminum, PC, and FR4 plates, as well as some extras. Which, you know what, I don't think any of these change, because it would probably say plus X amount of dollars. This will run for about a month. I think $330 is a very fair price for projects these days, but we'll kind of judge that more as we open up this keyboard. So, let's, that's a cursive L? No, it's not. That says Syrin. Is it Lyrin? But it says Syrin right here. I'm getting trolled, bro. Look at that. It says Syrin TKL. Dude, my whole life was about to change. Everyone's wrong, even the official website. So this is accessories. Oh, it even comes with a nice little screwdriver. Yeah, a bunch of different accessories here. We can go through these as we need. For now, though, I believe the stuff is underneath this. It is. Ooh, they sent us 2 PCBs. They did send me this keyboard to stream today. As an FYI, that will not affect the stream today, by the way. Never does. You already know that. Case in point, when I streamed the KWD Fans TKL. So, for plates, they sent us, I think they sent us one of everything. A foam kit, which we probably won't use today. We have our hot swap PCB. We have a solder PCB. It looks like there's a pogo pin on this, which is awesome. And an FR4. I'm going to move the FR4 plate over here because I don't really like FR4. So we're probably going to use aluminum. Ooh, I love written guides. Love, love, love this. Ooh, is this the green one? Let's see how close this is to the renders. Ooh. Damn. This is giving me like some Cloudline vibes too. Yeah, it does kind of look like a face. Yeah. Wow. Look at I love the engraving on the inside. So it gives some detailing there. Damn, I sort of wish that was on the back instead. They have this really cool split weight on the back. And I wish they moved it to the back too. That is nice. This is really pretty. It does definitely have some sharper corners. Like it's not fully rounded off, which I kind of also don't mind on this. This is really pretty. Look at this side profile too, guys. Let's go to this side profile here. So it's a box on wedge, but it has all these arcs. Yeah, the machining is quite nice on the side. Very big, yeah, very big kind of swoop over here. And then we have some smaller swoops. Again, a bit sharper. I would have liked to see this maybe rounded off just a little bit, because this is a very, very sharp corner, but this is on the bottom, so I don't mind it as much. Everything else is still pretty sharp, but at least the corners here, like when they round them off. But some people might like sharp edges, you know? Some people might really, really like that. And the bottom has a small little logo, which I guess is from the designer here. I like that it's very small. You don't have to worry about it. It has bubble feet. Hell yes to that. And then we have this really cool kind of logo in the center here. And then this is the weight you can change out. And again, the weight options were stainless steel PVD black, stoned wash, which is probably what I'd pick, a matte silver, and a PVD silver. I'd probably go with matte or stone. I would not go with the shiny stuff. This shiny stuff's going to be keyboard, it's going to be a fingerprint magnet, and it's going to scratch like crazy against like any desk pad. And then here is that just giant arc they have here on the back too. Very, very nice. We have a small little logo, or I don't know what this is. Small little something here. I don't mind it. I don't know if it goes with the design language of the board at all, but it's small, it's subtle, it gives something on the top here. Or else it'd be very basic. And it is a screwless design, yes. You know, I could do without that sometimes, but it is what it is. Now, okay, here's my thing though. Does this look like the green on the website? Yeah, I will say though, when I switch views, I think the lighting in the renders are more lighting where it seems reflected. Because that's how the light's coming down right now. Like you're seeing the light hit off of this and reflect back in. So it washes out some of the color. But I do think this is a bit more green and saturated IRL. So I would take these renders with a grain of salt. Big grain of salt here. I do like this green more though. I think overall like the tone they have on the actual keyboard looks nicer. Let's take a look at some of the other stuff that came with this. Let's look at both the PCBs, I suppose. Is there any differences in layout? There's tons of differences, so let's take a look. I appreciate them not using those really hard to take out PCB bags. So on the hot swap, it looks like we have a fixed spacebar of 7U, which again probably makes sense because you can get this in some different layouts for the top. We have Win keyless today. We do have step caps lock, and that's it for hot swap. There's nothing going on for customizability for your hot swap PCB. We do have some indicator lights. I'm assuming this lights up or something here, which is interesting. And then we have some caps lock lights. Lots of options on this one. We're still missing a spacebar option, but we have ISO, we have split backspace, split right. We got everything on this, but still no spacebar options. I still would like to see, like, I don't think it would hurt adding some spacebar options for those who want to go with WinKey layouts and want a 6.25U. So I don't think it would hurt. I think this like idea of, well, we have Win keyless, so it's only 7U kind of stinks. I would like to see companies shift away from that, or designers shift away from that too. But still, this is a solid PCB for solder here. Good layout support. Pogo pin connectors on both, which is awesome to see. So this won't have any wires when you're assembling this. And this still has an indicator for the caps lock, which is nice, and some LEDs here for this little accent. Cool. Nice blue. And then we also have the reeds, because it's inspired by reeds on the PCB. So nice little touch here. And if you guys want to see a little more of a close-up of the artwork inside the keyboard, it looks like a sunset with some birds flying, and then it has those reeds that are inspiring the keyboard. So the side profile is kind of inspired by that. Very nice. Very nice. I wonder if they're going to offer some different plate colors. I don't love the red and green combination here. I know it's very subtle and you probably won't notice it, but are they going to offer different plate colors? Or is it just hard lock to red? Let's see, let's see. It doesn't say. I'm going to urge them just to make it black, bro. I don't think we need to go with red here, or burgundy, or whatever this is. This also just could be because this is a prototype unit. But yeah, this is a bit much for me color-wise. I don't think I quite like the color combination, but it's okay. Regardless of that, we do have a little bit of a relief cut sitting where the gaskets would go. So it should help with some rigidity of the plates. Pretty standard fare, some extra little bit of relief cuts here next to the space bar. Pretty standard fare all around though. Nothing too crazy about this plate. I don't like this mounting point right here. Do not like it. So I'm assuming this is also meant for the top mount. But maybe we can get away with not putting anything there. Hopefully we don't have to. And if you guys are wondering why, if you guys maybe first time watching, you're interested in the board, I just personally find that it's a bit more of a complex situation. But here's the thing, right? When you're having a plate that just has more of these solid tabs, even though there's a small relief cut here, when you have a more solid tab that isn't really a leaf spring that goes right underneath the spacebar, this ends up being a very firm point. which ends up making the spacebar not only sound a little bit off, but also feel really solid. Usually this can be circumvented by just not putting a gasket on, but it's very rare, and kind of like what Gingy just said too, even sometimes leaf springs make it kind of meh. It's very rare that I like get mounting points underneath a spacebar. It has to really be mounted, or I guess thought out, on how you're going to mount it. 99% of the time, unless someone knows exactly what they want. I think if you're unsure, mil-maxing the spacebar for a solder build is a really good option, because you can kind of breathe some new life. Okay, so internals. I'm almost not excited to do top mount on this, I'll be real. Kind of not looking forward to top mount, but looks like we have a pretty standard fare internal system over here. No stepped internals, which is not necessary, but you know, I always kind of like that addition lately in keyboards. We have this really cool accent bar on the inside, which is very nice looking. Now we can go through some of the accessories. We have extra screws. We have top mount. Top mount hard. What is that supposed to mean? Let me see this. What's in here? Why does it say hard on it? They're just screws. I don't know why it says hard. I guess that means like it's a hard mounting style. Now we have the gasket mount springs. Oh, this is one of these style of gasket mounts. Interesting. Gasket mount socks, and then top mount soft. So I guess that, yeah, this is just like a burger mount where they give you a little gasket that goes in between. We'll save that for last. Let's just start off with gasket. We'll give it a fair shot. If it doesn't sound good with the gasket on the spacebar, we'll just get rid of it. Now, I don't know what the difference is here. I think one's aluminum and one's FR4. Or maybe they're both FR4. I can't tell. I think they're both the same, just different colors. Let's see. So I guess this just goes like this, and then we screw it in, and then the gaskets sit on top of it. And this just goes... So these are the little gaskets, but they have like a little nipple on the bottom here, and the nipple faces downwards and then sits on this little leaf spring. So this is where this could make sense to have a spacebar gasket, but it also could sound like ass. But at least in this case here, removing it shouldn't cause any sort of impact. I mean, I don't know what to expect, to be honest. Alright, let's put this thing back together here. Remember, this is pogo pin. I do not like this plate color. They better not make this the final plate color. This ugly. Just make it one singular color. I hope this is just some sort of prototype thing or a mismatch that I got. If you like it, hey, you guys like it. But I don't like it one bit. Alrighty though, let's get some keycaps. I think people want abstract, which I do agree. Abstract on the green might look insanity, so let me go get abstract. Hey Potato, how you doing, man? Asterisk, I also like the green a lot. Full Santa vibes? Nah. Wow, that looks great. Yeah, this is a really good green keyboard. Ano's really good on this too, by the way. Oh, this is offset a little bit here. That's why there was LEDs. So it has a bit of like an LED border to it. That's neat. I think the leaf spring plus the gasket definitely made it viable to have a mounting point over here, because we talked about, you know, proper implementation. I don't think we need to take it off in this case. It's still very soft too. Okay, that's really good. I like that a lot. That's a very good implementation of that. So, this is gasket with the FR4 leaf springs. SP stars, lubed with a little bit of 3203. Stock springs in this. They were oiled as well. Aluminum plate, solder PCB. No foam. Ooh, let me tune the stab up a little bit. That's real nice. It's also very comfortable. I was worried this would be too soft, but I think, again, closing the case down made this much better. Oh. These switches are really nice too, by the way. I don't love the arrow keys. Maybe we just need different switches for the arrow keys. They're kind of weak. It's weird because, like, these are full sounding over here. Arrow keys kind of meh. Maybe different switches? Could also just be because look how... Okay, this feels really good, actually. Very big fan of the mounting style here. Again, we've seen renditions like this before. Really love the sound of this keyboard. This is a nice sounding board. Very happy this doesn't need anything like force breaks, so this is done very well. I think this is done super, super well. So, now begs the question, what do I think about the board? I really like it. How does this compare to, like, I think they got a lot going on for this. We haven't even tried the second mounting style, which I don't think I'm going to personally like that with the aluminum. I never really care for aluminum top mounts myself. We can try that with a different switch, I feel. I feel like maybe we use something a bit more full. This is kind of in between. There's been a lot of different TKLs lately. There's been, someone said the Onibi, there's been the Fragment TKL, there's also been that one, the Winter Round 2. The Fragment really shines with its mounting system. In fact, I really liked the Fragment and give it kudos because I haven't really seen a whole lot of projects utilizing what feels like a new iteration on something we've already seen. So I really, really like the Fragment overall for that reason. I think the Fragment plateless, to me, is too special to pass up on. I almost feel like the Fragment still slightly edges out this board for me. But the Fragment, I noticed in the two builds that I did of the Fragment, it doesn't get as bright as something like this. It's also not as soft as something like what we're using today. So I think if you're leaning towards a softer typing experience and maybe a brighter typing experience, you might want to go with this one here. What's nice too is this is a good all-around board right out of the box so far. Very minor things I would have done different. Like, for example, I still, as much as it doesn't sound bad here in the gaskets, I don't like the mounting point underneath the spacebar still. I still think for top mount this is going to sound like ass. I think for this board too, some of that fun styling on the inside could have been also brought to the back of the keyboard, the bottom of it. And then also the screws. Just make them magnetic. It's such a small thing I'm complaining about, but please just make them magnetic at this point here. Nice. It's nice overall. It's a great keyboard. $330 is very fair for this. Looks way more expensive than it is too. Bye everybody and see ya. Bye guys. These switches are really nice too, by the way.